Hi, today we're going to talk about how to make peppermint sage green tea. And this is a tea I love to make and then just sip throughout the day. I try to make it each morning. Not always successful at that, but I do my best to do that. And the thing about peppermint sage green tea is that all three ingredients have antioxidants, anti-inflammatory properties. And these are things that can help manage blood sugar, your energy, focus, anti-cancer properties to it. So overall, there's some great health benefits to drinking this tea. And I can speak from personal experience. I definitely feel more energy and more focused throughout the day when I do make it and have it throughout my day. So I'm going to show you how to make this because it's one of my favorite teas and I thought you might like it. So we're going to start with water, and it's just below boiling. You don't want to do boiling water for green tea because it can burn the leaves. When it comes to green tea, the leaves are very sensitive and you can really get kind of a burnt, bitter taste from using water that's too hot. So I do have a kettle here that heats to varying degrees, and so it's at 175 right now. But if you just want to heat water to just below boiling, that should work. So I'm using my cold brew pitcher. I'm going to put my lid in, and then I'm using my stainless steel filter here. And I'm going to start with, I grabbed about 7 sage leaves. These are fresh sage leaves from my window garden. So I'm going to do about 7. Sometimes I do 5. So 5 to 7. These are fairly large leaves. You could also just do a tablespoon of dried sage if you wanted to do that. So I'm going to tear it up, and that will make the oils inside the leaves more accessible for steeping. And I'm going to grab some peppermint. I don't have any fresh peppermint right now. This is actually some bulk peppermint that I bought. But I am looking forward to my peppermint garden kicking into gear this summer so I can have my own. But even if you just buy some dried peppermint or fresh peppermint from the store, that's about a tablespoon of dried. If you're using fresh peppermint leaves, I would do about the same as I did for the sage, just kind of a handful, and tear it up as you put it in. And then I'm going to grab 2 green tea bags. I'm still kind of experimenting with green tea. I like it, if I'm careful, make sure just to add a little bit of sweetener, not use boiling water, steep it. It's kind of important. Green tea steeps less than like black tea and herbals. So, I like it that way, but my husband's not a big green tea fan, so I'm still experimenting with some varieties of green tea. This is a Japanese sencha. And it is, the sencha does have a grassier taste to it. So, and then I'm just going to pour in my water. And this pitcher is about 5 cups. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to steep that for about 3 minutes. Okay, so it's been 3 minutes, and I'm going to take my insert out. I'll drip a little bit. Okay, and I'm just going to put it off to the side. If you want, one of the things I like to do with my tea leaves is I like to throw it into my compost or just throw it on top of my garden to compost there. It's a great way to keep those tea leaves in use and a benefit. And now I'm going to sweeten with some honey. This is some local honey I got. Honey is also rich in antioxidants, so it's got cancer-fighting properties. It promotes heart health. Let me check my cheat sheet. Some actually diabetes management as well. So it is just a great healthy way to sweeten things. So I'm just gonna. I don't measure this honestly. It's such a sticky mess sometimes, so I just put my spatula in there, get a little bit of dip, honey on it, and then just move it over to my pitcher and stir it in. And that's it. We'll give that a stir. There we go. Let me move it over a little bit. I forgot to bring something to put my spatula in. Still a little bit more on there. There we go. And put a lid on. And you can enjoy this hot, or you can pour it over a glass of ice and make iced tea out of it. You know, obviously it cools throughout the day. So if it's a cold day, I'll warm it up. If it's a hot day, I'll put it over ice, you know, whatever, you know, feels good to you. So and we'll just pour a cup. And there we go. Enjoy.